been the story. Kaboom has not been pushed off the turrets until they grab it. And the Nexus turret almost about to go down. Alliance has too much on their plate to consider. That's the fight. The control onto left. They are able to take him down. Danagorn. Oh my God! Alliance down.
Wow, what's up everyone, and welcome to another lovely Sunday cast presented by Sheepy and myself. Yeah, we're getting super ready to get into this game. It's going to be exciting. We have Order of Shadows Synergy versus Era Aeon? Probably Eon.
I'm honestly
And,
not even sure either, to be honest. Like, it's a bit of an interesting spelling, A-E-O-N. So we're gonna have to take a guess on that one, but yeah. So we've got, like you said, Order of Shadow Synergy versus Era Aeon. Let's just go with that. So I mean, straight off the bat, I don't think we've casted either of these sides so far in the tournament. So we're not really sure what to expect. A couple of familiar names here and there, like for sure. We have seen some of these players around the local scene in the past, so definitely some new names as well. So we should have some good League of Legends on our hands today. So I mean, first game, what are you thinking in terms of a match? You feel like it's going to be quite a slow-paced one? I mean, the average elo being around gold to low plat, I think. So any predictions or expectations coming through from that kind of average elo in terms of gameplay?
Yeah, I'm kind of expecting wombo combos, which is always fun to cast. So I definitely hope we see some of those. And yeah, I just hope to see some good quality League of Legends and hopefully some wombos. I think that's kind of what I like to expect from the slightly low elo teams.
ICC.
Yeah,
you know, the standard
mall fights. The mall fights. That's what we're talking about. The mall fights, Lissandras. Those are the champions we want to see in here. And no Nidalee, please.
Yeah, more of your Hakrim. I mean, that's the go-to like jungle pick right now. The pick of the lane or the role. So hopefully we do see some of these high CC, high wombos. But yeah, we should hopefully get a good quality series. I mean, the previous cast that we had was expected to be more of a third game series, but unfortunately we had one side letting us down a little bit. But nonetheless, the series was very entertaining to watch. So hopefully we do get some high quality League of Legends today in the local South African scene.
Yeah, for those of you guys who missed the game on Thursday, we had Era versus Zion. It wasn't this Era team. It was, I think, the highest Era team that we have. And they played really well. It was looking like, in terms of elo-wise, it was even a plat team versus a plat team, roughly, in terms of elo. But Era absolutely smashed and made it a 2-0. And yeah, they were like confident that they can take DSG in the coming weeks as well. Or no, not DSG, ATK. They said they're willing to take ATK.
Yeah,
now.
that's kind of like a big step up. So not too sure about that one. We'll have to see. I mean, ATK, quote unquote, on paper, the strongest looking team. So I mean, they've been around for many a season under different names, playing for different orgs, but nonetheless, the roster very well seasoned together. So a lot of expectations for them in this tournament, at least.
Yeah, we should be heading into Champion Select in just a moment, as soon as the teams are ready for that to go. And there we go, ready to get into Champion Select, guys.
Right, so we do have Era on left side team blue versus All the Shadow in red. I wonder if we get a Thresh. I mean, we've got the Threshalist playing for the Order of the Shadow side, so perhaps a little bit of a blatant pick or intention on that one. I like the Elgato ban. Good start.
Yeah, Elgato is super strong. Anivia we've seen banned all over the place. No surprises there. In the last series we casted on Thursday, there was always an Anivia ban in the second rotation, as well as a Cassidy ban. Darius ban, also a great ban. Also, have you heard of the Darius buffs on PBE? It's disgusting, dude.
Yeah, Darius bans, probably a good idea. I mean, SA special Darius, not exactly what you want to be versing. It's kind of low ping abusable champion, if you will. As for the Anivia and the Diana, the same concepts coming through. I mean, Diana combination, not exactly the hardest. I mean, the reset can be kind of tricky at times, but overall, I think it's a very safe pick to go for. So the good ban alongside that Anivia, the double mid lane ban.
Hi, Kat. Yeah, looking great. Thresh ban as well. I kind of maybe aimed at that Thresh main, assuming he's living up to his name. And the Hannah ban coming out, no surprises. Senna ban, also great ban. It's a bit of a hard one to play against, especially if she's fasting and has a farming support. Ooh, Hecarim.
We caught the Hecarim.
Beautiful.
We caught
Don't
the
pick
Thresh.
Aphelios. No, or we just don't want to see that Aphelios pick. Come on, guys. Have we learned? Have we learned this lesson? I hope so.
Right, so I'm quite curious to see what build we do get on a Hecarim. That Chem Tank special being quite common now, seeing as it has been played in the pro scene. At first we kind of bashed on a little because we didn't really know too much about it, but apparently that is definitely a viable option. So Hecarim build path is something to watch out for this game. As for the Yone first pick counter by Order the Shadow, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't think it's a bad pick. I just hope that they kind of round out the AP that they're missing with this Caitlyn and Yone pick. But no complaints. I think it's not a terrible pick. I've seen it in pro play as well. I think it's probably going top lane though. It's an interesting one for sure. Also, we should mention that one of these teams are playing with a sub. I think it's Order of Shadow is playing with a sub. I'm not sure if it's one or two, but I know they at least have one sub.
So not the main roster. Hopefully doesn't hold them back too much, or potentially throw the series for them. I mean, we'll have to see. Big expectations. As for the pick and ban phase, should be starting to enter through into that second ban. So far, Caitlyn and Yone locked in, so pretty high 80 damage source for Order of the Shadow. We have the Lissandra pick. What is with South African teams and this mid lane like Lissandra fascination? We've had several. I think it's the third pick now.
Yeah, this is the third pick now, and it's not a great champ like internationally pro play wise, but I think it's so easy to pull off in the lower elos. You know, it's just a super easy point and click stun ulti, and just so much easy in the kit. It's a really great. I mean, it's like the Galio from last season. You know, before all the nerfs and you can't flash the W anymore and things like that.
Right. So on the Forge God Horn available for the Order of the Shadow side. Pretty easy combo to pull off.
Where's the AP? Yeah, but where's the AP now? Because what? Yone mid, on top, like Lilia jungle at this point is like all you have.
A little bit that 80 heavy already.
That's only yikes for me.
So perhaps the Lilia is the go-to. We need some form of jungle like AP pick coming through.
Yeah, so if they're smart now, they'll just ban out AP junglers on this side of... Oh, Rel's a good ban too, though. On the side of Era, you kind of just want to ban out AP junglers because I think the two good ones are Nidalee, which I again don't expect anyone to play, and Lilia.
Yeah,
and if those two are
definitely
gone...
your best bet here.
Fiddlesticks is the only other one I can think of.
True. Pretty good safe pick.
And that's a great wombo as well.
Alistair taken out, so supports are definitely the main focus. Pantheon, Rel, and Alistair, the three bans for the second rotation of the ban phase. As for picks, I mean, generally you want something that's pretty high tempo, something early game oriented to pair up with the Caitlyn, so you can make sure that you get the value out of that early advantage. Lilia.
I wonder if they're watching stream or... Yeah, I'm genuinely not sure now. But I'm just assuming... Literally everyone's ghosting this stream. Lamar. I mean, at least I knew that feels pretty cool.
Fingers crossed he plays the fiddle though, because it's like it's quite an easy champion, but at the same time he's got a very unique playstyle in that if you haven't really played much fiddlesticks but you play jungle, he's not exactly a pick up and go. He definitely relies on knowing how to use his passive, how to potentially find those choke points where you can get the big ultimate engages, because there's nothing worse than seeing a fiddlesticks ulting nobody as the enemy team just disengages. But Kaisa now locked in 80 carry for the side of Era.
Yeah, so I'm wondering what the support pick's going to be.
Generally, you want to pair a Rel with Kaisa, but in this case, it's actually Era banning away the Rel, so that's not an option for them. They've got a lot of tank, they've got a lot of like frontline with that volley plus Hecarim pick. So they
I was thinking Seraphine or something like I was thinking Soraka Seraphine, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like if you have the option, Seraphine is generally the go-to over Soraka at the moment. She's just in a superly strong place. But it looks like they are going to be locking in their second AP option for the Thresholist. He has the Morgana for the Caitlyn Morg bot lane combo. Has been something that's been played for a long time together. Don't know if it is the most optimal with Caitlyn, but it should be good. You have that trap or that snare into trap basically guaranteed combo. So bot lane having a lot of early game potential.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking great. Pretty happy with this team comps. I was worried about that 80 heavy, but yeah, I mean, other than maybe banning Fiddlesticks and Lilia, like there isn't much more that Era could have done. And across the board, everything's looking great. I'm not sure about the Volibear top though. I think that's kind of dropped off, and Volibear's now again only really in the jungle,
Mostly
not so
jungle,
much in the
true.
top lane.
But I'd rather have a volley
Yeah.
top than a Hecarim top, to be fair.
True. I'd much rather have the Volibear top than Echo. Hard agree.
Okay, so overall, looking at the pick and ban phase, who do you think won this draft purely off the picks, not including the players' stats and the rankings of the overall team? Bit of a tricky one.
I think it's so close, and literally we call the Wombo. This is the Wombos, like across the board: Seraphine, Alti, Lissandra, Hecarim, Volibear. I mean, Ornn, Fiddlesticks, Yoni are disgusting. It's like both of these comps are very liney. Like Ornn alt is a line, Yone alt is a line, Seraphine alt is a line, Hecarim alt is a line. It's very liney.
It feels
I don't know what to tell you.
It feels like we're going into like an Overwatch draft or something with these picks. So I mean, I feel like both sides are actually not too poorly drafted. I feel like perhaps all of this are a little bit squishy. The only real tank they have is that Ornn pick, so they may just struggle a little bit with that. But overall, they have a really, really strong Wombo, like you mentioned. The Forge God Horn, Fiddlesticks has his AoE mass distraction, as well as Yone ult. So they could get some pretty sick stacks, plus the Black Shield should come in handy. Just making sure that, for example, the Fiddle or Yone can't get cancelled, or even the guarantee on that Ornn Horde recast, because we've seen players struggle a bit with it. I'm not entirely sure why, as it is a pretty easy skill shot to hit. So fingers crossed these players want the experience, they've got the practice, they've got the games in, and they can play their champions according to what the comp needs. Yeah,
I'm going to say, I think, for me, the first thing that I'm seeing in this comp is my eyes are on the Fiddlesticks. Because, Fiddle is, I want to say, like the highest and most difficult skill cap champ here, at least in the jungle. Hecarim is not that hard to jungle with, and he has a good clear, decent sustain. But with Fiddle, like there's a lot of nuances. I play a fair bit of Fiddle, so I have some idea of how to clear, and you can do like this really fast under 315 clear, but you really need to be on the ball with where you're standing, and you kind of do Raptors and Red at the same time.
Yeah, you pull two camps together,
and then
basically.
You go
blue Gromp. Yeah.
And then you do Gromp and Blue together. And I feel like if you do that, you're going to do great with Fiddle. If you don't do that, you're going to get outfarmed by Hecarim, and you're not going to have as much value as a Hecarim is going to have. Unless you get like a really great ulti off. And again, that comes down to how well does this player know the Fiddlesticks.
I kind of feel like the Order of the Shadow bot lane should definitely come ahead in the early stages. I feel like if Seraphine and Kai'Sa are able to basically just scale through, or just even go even, weird sentence, it's definitely going to favor the Era towards the late stage, as that Seraphine spike comes through, that late game team fight, the heals, just making sure that everybody is healthy, versus the likes of Morgana Caitlyn, which kind of does start to struggle towards that mid to late stages, but at the same time they have more than enough Wombo to potentially go for the team delete. So fingers crossed we have the Order of the Shadows bot lane coming through with the early game lead, otherwise it might just be the Era late game scale. But I mean, it's anybody's game. Let's see what happens, as we should be jumping to through Champ Select into the in-game in just a second.
Yeah, don't go anywhere, and we'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Welcome back, everyone. After a really long pause and some technical difficulties on the side of the arrow, we are ready to start this game number 1 on a great Sunday night, and I'm super excited for some wombo combos.
30 seconds.
Right, so unfortunately we had a pretty long technical pause coming through. I believe Seraphine, Enzo having some issues with connecting to the game, unfortunately, so it did take a while, but he's basically made a new plan on an alternative PC, so he has connected, luckily enough. So it will be the standard 5v5. Not too keen on casting a 4v5 tank, because I don't know if you've actually casted one of those before in the past, but they're not fun.
Minions have
Oh
spawned.
yeah, I can imagine, because it's like, instead of really talking about the game and the potential, it's like, well,
yeah,
what a tragic game. How do they win this 4v5? Can they win this 4v5?
it's more of a like
Let's
watching
see.
the slow inevitable finish. It's kind of just a ticking time bomb.
Also, yeah, this Fiddlesticks is not a Fiddlesticks one track like me. He's starting on red buff, not giving the Raptors red buff, yeah, which is, I guess is fine. I don't expect many people to know it, and it takes quite a bit of practice and some very pixely angles to as we do get Volleyball faking a pull there, as you can see, walking slowly into lane, being late. Yeah, that Fiddlesticks is super low as he does do Raptors now. What do you expect in this mid lane matchup?
Oh, nice binding.
Really nice binding.
Bot lane, that Caitlyn skin's so cool. Honestly, kind of like pay to win those traps. I personally cannot see them. Very obnoxious, my eyes aren't used to it, but you know, old man eyes, Kappa.
Yeah, sure.
Two cast by Fine does come through into the trap place. It's still gonna be the Caitlyn McGrath combo for the first blood. Rest in peace, Era.
Yeah, there's a good chance that was just Enzo getting comfortable on his new setup. And yeah, we could hopefully see them being a bit more comfortable in game 2, as he was the one who was having issues. But regardless, beautiful play. That was just an organic Q land as well. Yeah, beautiful play from this side. I mean, you did mention in Champ Select, which was like hours ago, that the Kate Morgana should have priority in the bot lane, and it seems like they do, even getting a kill there.
Right, so if anyone that may have just joined us, this is first game of the best of 3. Technical pause due to issues. So, I mean, the first game, unfortunately rather, there is no DQ. He was kind enough to allow the standard not to flash out, as we do have the ghost pop by Hector. He's literally running down. Ornn should be okay in this case. He's a little happy there. Unfortunately, the majority of the CC already burnt, so just the summoner trade over. Flash for Ghost, jungle at the top.
Yeah, does Hecarim actually push someone further if he has more movement speed?
I don't think so. I think it's a
Pedals
standard like, knockback, but rather just the damage is increased with the Ghost.
Yeah. I mean, that trap doesn't look that invisible. Maybe in a bush.
It's more that you just your eyes don't register the fact that it's a Caitlyn trap, because it looks so different to the standard Caitlyn traps you've seen on other skills.
Yeah, I mean, basically it just looks like a circle. I mean, it's just a circle. Yeah, but it looks pretty cool. Actually.
Yeah, so Thresh is
This
taking
is
a little
default
bit of
Morgana.
No, it's Chroma Morgana.
Yeah, Chroma default, but this is like normal.
Grueling Morgana. The trap into the binding. Reverse Caitlyn and Morgana combo.
Yeah, I think Enzo is definitely not feeling comfortable there. He actually stepped on the trap on purpose there, looked like.
Or perhaps
because it was trap Q.
While we go sky high, he is in an astronaut suit, so he should be fine. But he's got no helmet. The astronaut suit doesn't have a helmet.
I mean, he's a bear. Who needs oxygen?
He's just got the bare essentials.
Hecarim looks like could be trying to pull off a gank bot here. Bot gank.
So plates against the bottom lane. You can see Order of the Shadow now pulling ahead in terms of gold. 1 kill on the board and a advantage 5 minutes in.
Yeah, this top lane is struggling, barely holding on there, and some Not actually warding too much, just making sure that Hecarim is back up and damaging Razor in the spot lane. Who, by the way, are two brothers, in fact, which we now know.
How did you know?
Because we were in the team chat just now.
I guess
Also, it's kind of obvious by the name, by the way.
Doesn't mean they're brothers, just they have the same name. They could be friends. Kinda
Yeah, and
assume
also
stuff,
Razor was
2021.
updating us on the status of Enzo. It's like my
the
brother is
fear.
XYZ. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Yoni, I'm wondering if Yoni can get this kill because he's sick now.
What is kind of crazy is that CS gap coming through the bottom. You said how Morgana people should have some really good early game advantage. And they should have win lane, cannot afford to go even. Just having the early ADC that kind of falls off mid game. So I'm glad to see they are playing all the lanes going the way that it's expected. Really early support item upgrade actually for Morgana. 6 minutes in.
Yeah, she's been poking like crazy. Definitely happy if we
Right, number one should be free or look at it. And Tom Turner. The black shield, the binding does find the hit. Actually tries to lock the place in the trap. Just able to connect. Black shield can get Bryson does not protect the flank to the base. Mid lane C rotation into the cheeky double. Oh, the shadow go huge.
That's beautiful. That's exactly what we wanted to see.
Sorry, arrogant.
Kind of coming back. Yeah, you're going huge there with that comeback. Yeah, you can kind of see what's happening there as this fight breaks out in the bot lane, looking very, very close, and then just in the last second, this armor comes in, ulties, and picks up the double kill, and that's beautiful.
That's really early game dominance. So for some rotations in this game, I mean, generally we want to see some form of like bot lane push through, the turret potentially falling, sending bot lane top side, and then playing for top tier 1 or Rift Herald. So hopefully we do get some decent macro. I mean, the average elo of this, the two sides around gold to low flat. So that's about the mark where you do start to learn more of the macro opposed to just the micro. And it should be making for some interesting rotations, I hope. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, 100%, and I'm just excited to see it. It's also seeming pretty interesting already. That Lysandra TP felt very, very great. It's beautiful to hear. We do have someone mentioning
That's fixed.
the game sound.
Stop.
Anyway, yeah, so yeah, we have the Fiddlesticks doing some farming, getting blue. He should be 6 soon after clearing another 1 or 2 camps. And that's an exciting mark to look out for. Both these junglers are really, really good on 6, although I think Fiddlesticks potentially has room for a lot more damage. Fiddlesticks?
Fiddlesticks? It's not Fiddlesticks, he's Fiddlesticks. He's got ultimate unlocked. He's ready to rumble. He's online. So it seems like Era is just basically dumpstering their bot lane and having Hecarim try to play for top, which is a bit of an interesting one. It's the combo bot lane. A lot of damage forcing Kai'Sa down low. She has no heal left, so maybe it has to just reset as Fiddlesticks preps for that mid attempt. Lysandra's not the easiest of ganks. Close attempt for the binding. Oh, here we go. Gets the fear into the chain. We spoke about that wombo. It's gonna be actually the low HP subfault for a bit of heal as Fiddlesticks takes the tower shot and Lysandra able to work his way out of it. 1v1 jungle v mid lane double kill. That is actually insanely close. Well played, Era.
Yeah, Era's Lysandra is on the ball. She's playing out of her mind. She got the double kill bot lane. She just got another 2 kills. She has 100% kill participation right now. It is insane. Yeah, that was a sick bait, dude. Like, that looked like an int, but it was a bait.
That was too close for comfort, for sure. Let's quickly take a look at that again, what exactly happened. So the Fiddlesticks prep for that mid attempt. Yes, the beautiful fear. We spoke about in Champ Select how Yone plus Fiddle, Lake and Wombo. I mean, honestly, the Lysandra surviving just by the skin of her teeth into that Fiddlesticks death just works out perfectly.
Yeah, another thing that's interesting is that we have been seeing Hecarim not prioritize bot lane, which is really weird because that is the biggest weakness of Caitlyn. Ooh, so much damage going on. She has ulti, surely. That should be a kill.
Do we get a block? Headshot available. Does she have the line of sight there?
No, not anymore. I think they realized we're in kill range. We need to get out of here. Oh, Hecarim says hello.
Making his way. Surprise gank on the ward and Tri-Brush. Saw nothing coming. So, I mean, we're discussing that, like you mentioned. It's kind of interesting to play for top lane as we do have the cancel and the reset. So, Thrashlist sending in the blind binding. Finds the cancel. Mid lane Pixel Brush 3 focus. Right, so we have a Volibear v on top lane. So they're both kind of just tanks. I mean, I could arguably say Volibear could do a little bit more with a bit of a sit, a bit of a lead. But honestly, playing for your top side, maybe not the best idea in terms of the area side of Hecarim. He kind of wants to play for bot lane. They're getting kind of rash a little bit as they are already 25 gold down, 25 CS down, and a Caitlyn Morg is going to, in nature, have that priority. So having the Hecarim sit bottom maybe allows for Kai'Sa and Seraphine to negate that early game, which can then translate into a bit of a stronger mid game thanks to the Kai'Sa and Seraphine spike. So I don't really agree with the Era top lane sit so far, but it seems like now Infernal going to be the new startup. It's going to be Era this time.
Yeah, gonna be trading for 1 dragon each, which is great. And honestly, that's a really good thing for them. They want as many dragons as they can get.
Fiddlesticks on Predator to Prey, rest in peace. Jungler down as the Seraphine ult goes big, knocking down the mid lane as well. That's 2 members down for the side of Auto Shadow as Era now 6 for 1.
MVP Lissandra, 100% kill participation.
True. Actually, you're probably right. He's been making work of this map.
Yeah, it's just insane. And Fiddle didn't even get an ult off there. It was just neither of them actually. Fiddlesticks and Yon, who, by the way, these ult icons look very similar. Both red with a dark.
True. Yeah, true.
First time does that.
That comes down to Order of the Shadows rotating to the objective a little bit too late. I can't get over this Caitlyn. I feel like she's drifting some of the time. I don't know if it's the skin.
Caitlyn does sometimes drift. I also noticed it earlier. Definitely a little bit of drifting going on here.
Order of the Shadow had a late rotation onto the dragon. The objective had already dropped when they started moving in, and as a result, Lissandra just waiting the brush, gets that free poke, gets the free pick into the beautiful chain. Seraphine landing actually no, it was single person lockdown, but still working out quite nicely for them. So they're in a good spot. This bot lane lead starting to even out a little bit. As we have the blue side teleport coming through, it's going to be Lissandra again for the flag. Forced to disengage flash. The stopwatch says no. Thrashlist is not in a good place. Black Shield negates the CC, but the binding does not find the target. As next, there's going to be nobody going down. So it's just that, yet again, mid lane Lissandra, like map crow rotation. She's playing for the team and it's working out wonders.
Yeah, she didn't have ulti there, so, and she was probably also out of range. But yeah, I was looking very, very close. And yeah, we can see that again. The binding lands, but then instantly the TP responds and just says, Morgana, you need to get out of here.
Yeah, Caitlyn immediately just dips. She does not care. She sees the teleport. She is scared. She has both summons, but is not interested. So it says, Morgana, you're doing your own thing for this one. Good luck.
Ooh, meanwhile, Harold being dropped here in the top side. We'll get some plates there, as plates had not expired yet. Maybe did, I'm not sure. I think it was 514. They might have just expired actually.
Kind of feels like a era of playing for jungler plays top side, mid lane plays bot side. So now top lane, like we said, Rift on brought through the tier 1 Tyrant should drop bot lane. 3v1 is a 0. Oh, no. Sorry, Zerp. Stopwatch.
3v2, Fiddlesticks, stopwatch.
Looking for the heals, but he's not going to die just yet. He's got so much heal. Ends up last second taken out as the mid lane rotation does come through. Big plays the blue side. TP Volibear is here, and he's got some damage. Second member does drop as the red side. TP does come through as well. The double for Volley may not just end there, as the Forge God is brought through. Nope, no getting away. No claw out of this one. Rest in peace. Knock up does find Seraphine as a tie. Follow through. Support dead for the double kill.
Wow. Yeah, this is the one more combo that I was asking for in Champions Selection just before we got started with this game. It's super exciting to see. I was a little nervous about that Ornn TP, not gonna lie. But let's watch this. So much happening. Ornn gets a kill just with that ulti, looking so beautiful, and then sees the Seraphine against the wall, gets a knock up, followed up by the Yone, just looking great.
Right, so look at the cast state, both junglers opposite side of the map. We do have Threshless support now walking towards mid lane. So this is what I was talking about before, how I'd like to see what the macro looks like. Tier 1 turret did drop bot lane about 14 minutes in, but they're still opting to put the AD carry bot lane. In terms of objectives, nothing really to play for, as I guess Dragon will be the next objective. So generally, I mean, putting your bot lane mid is a pretty good idea. You get the priority in that lane, look to try to get shoved under, and then rotate through onto the Dragon objective. In this case, it's more of a Morgana's playing mid while Caitlyn catches bot lane, which is a bit interesting. Looking at the
especially... Yeah, Caitlyn is one of the tower pushers in the game, so you definitely want her in the mid lane to kind of be pressuring, and she has more range than Kai'Sa and Seraphine and can be doing some damage. We do have no TPs on the top lane, so this Dragon should be a 4v4.
30 seconds, 20 seconds actually left on that mountain. We've had both sides making a move. First was the Order of the Shadow. Cloud Drake into the air side. Infernal. Popcorn's there, but the fleet's gonna be there. Disengage. Ultimus immediately dips. Alessandro left behind, but he's so low he gets the ult. CC connection as Ty able to just clutch out that fight. Meanwhile, top lane, we would have a wet noodle. Volley Bear going air bound.
Yeah, that was really well played. I mean, Lissandra missed the double kill there, just barely missing it. And it happens. Just, I also think like there's so much healing on the Fiddlesticks and the Yone, so it is slightly harder to kill those two.
Previous win is a must actually on both sides, I think. Just with the likes of that Hecarim Seraphine combination, you actually really underestimate the amount that Seraphine can heal, especially with the likes of her Aerie in this case, not opting for the more lane-oriented Guardian, which probably would have helped a bit with his laning phase, but he's put in the bullets, he's gotten through it now, so we should see him starting to scale a little bit harder in these late-game team fights, especially those 5-man W heals.
Yeah, on the other side, we also have healing on the likes of Fiddlesticks, Yone, as well as Morgana. Morgana's passive actually has Spell Vamp as well.
True,
so yeah,
true.
And Mortal Bow coming out on Yone there. So definitely Yone, not Yone. Lots of healing to get cancelled out by.
Oh. Okay, the binding.
These bindings are just on point, dude. I feel like, have you seen a missed binding yet? Like, I've seen one.
I've seen some overextends though, which has resulted in 0 for 3, but at the same time we've had Lissandra basically making bot lane a 3v2. So Morgana actually opting to go for the Moby boots, so she's looking to play the map as well as the aggressive Imperial mandate.
Dragon set up here for Era, looking to secure that.
Mountain now
Looks
secured
like
as
they're gonna
Era
get it.
side finds themselves their second Dragon objective. 10 kills, so 5 kills up, and the gold lead actually almost existed. 1k between the two sides at about 90 minutes in.
Yeah, very close. Especially considering it's also really odd considering how hard bot lane was losing. I mean, there was a point where Seraphine was down like 2 levels, and yeah, the Caitlyn Morgana was doing so much work. But this is, I think,
Everfrost.
Everfrost coming out.
Dude, Everfrost is the flavor of the month. I think everyone's pretty much running that now. Doesn't matter who you play.
It also got nerfed already, by the way.
You can see why. Big pick potential. Layering the CC. Point and click.
Who's picking who, though?
Hecarim. Respect the fact that he's not step forward. He's just looking to try buying time. As we have the self-ult from the Sandra. Big team fight. The Wombo from both sides as Fiddlesticks finally finding the shutdowns. Manages to pick himself up 2 kills for that one.
Yeah, so that's actually the second time in a row that we see Hecarim and Lissandra doing like their own thing and taking 2v3s or 2v4s. So I would like to see them calm down a little bit and be like, hey, maybe we don't have numbers, and try and force fights where they are really outnumbered.
I mean, it's an interesting game. We've had a definite leading side, but it just seems like these team fights are resulting in a bit of a bit more of a back and forth, so closer series than expected. I kind of felt like Era were just in such a good spot, but they seem to have kind of evened out now with only 0.1k goal difference between the two sides. The Fiddlesticks, as we get later into the series, or later into the game rather, gonna be able to pick up these big wombo like team fights. So I'm kind of nervous for Era if it carries on going the direction that these recent team fights have been going.
Yeah, we can quickly have a quick check-in with items. We did the Trinity Force on the Hecarim, which got buffed this patch on Tuesday, I believe. So, a bit of a new one, but I've heard good things about it. The Leandri's Torment on Fiddlesticks is not recommended, but it is actually, I think, what is one of the better items on him, especially considering how tanky the team is.
Comes forward, must go back. In this case, it's going to be the Yone does engage Flash, means Fiddlesticks not going to happen for the next team fight. The Fiona comes through as the killing instant reposition. Seraphine, big lockdown, as not Simp is not in a good spot. Should be fine. He's just a tanky boy with a Flash still. So that's going to be only the jungler paying the price, losing the Flash as well. So, I mean, a Fiddlesticks without Flash is just not nearly as strong. So quite a crucial summoner spell that you cannot afford to waste.
Hecarim might actually go down. Nope. Very fast horse. Looks like they actually want to re-engage this. Morgana on the wrong side.
Morgana not in the right place, that's for sure.
Definitely. Stuck between the jungle and the 4-man. Not where you want to be.
got a meme in mind for that one. So top lane tier 1 turret now under siege. The new focus for area, at least as the Baron now on the map. Dragon still a minute 45 seconds out. So interested to see whether either sides play for it. Like, so far what I've seen is that teams, or these two sides, kind of want to play for the objective, but they're not really playing with that intention. We've had both sides arriving a lot earlier than the other, so perhaps they just need to prioritize the next dragon, as we do still have majority of Order of the Shadow still top side. And now Hecarim resetting, potentially grab that pink ward, look to try set up with a minute and 15 on spawn.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at where the kills are at on these two teams. I feel like it's really exactly where Era needs the kills to be. Kills on the Kai'Sa. Hecarim always loves to have kills because he can just one-shot an ADC. Meanwhile, like on the opposing side, 2 kills on an Ornn. Like, I guess the kills on the Yone is nice, and Fiddlesticks isn't bad, but like, this Caitlyn has no pressure and will probably get one shot.
Again, both sides just playing for this top lane objective. We have the turret turn off, lights go dark, Fiddlesticks charm, means he will not get the value out of the full fear combo. So recipe is Caitlyn now dead. Order of the Shadow losing their AD carries. The red side do TP up on. A little bit late on that answer, but he has the Forge God. Do we get the horn? Not quite yet, as they now walk their way down. So this was talking about before, how there's 20-30 seconds left on that spawn for Dragon, but we're having a team fight top lane. Realistically, neither of these sides are able to take the Baron at this point, so these fights kind of just for gold, kind of scrappy with no real objective in mind, as we now finally have the air side rotating down off of that AD carry pick, which means they should be able to get themselves that third objective of Dragon.
Ooh, Simp not walking into a bush. Taking some damage.
Final tag's not going to be there.
Yeah, that's the right person to face check though. I'm not a big fan of this. Oh, Fiddlesticks doesn't have ulti here. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I feel like there's been 2 or 3 dragons where Fiddlesticks had ulti and hasn't tried contesting. And as a Fiddlesticks player, like, that is the best time. If you ever want to get a good ulti and also a great steal, it's a Fiddlesticks ult. But you need to kind of sneak your way around, especially considering that the red side here, you kind of need to sneak into the enemy jungle.
Vision is your best friend with a Philcom. Look to prioritize. Denying Vision as well, setting up your own so you can get off these cheeky flanks, those big 5-man Fiddlestick entrances into the team. Follow through with the likes of that Forge God.
Yeah, I'm starting to think, like, is Caitlyn gonna have as much relevance as this Kai'Sa? And I think the answer is probably no.
Right, so Caitlyn kind of just wants to try and play for that 3-4 item mark. She's currently sitting on 2. So I think this is where Kai'Sa is a little bit more relevant. So ideally, Order of the Shadow just try and look to try funnel gold onto her, avoid taking those full-on fights unless they can get the free engage with the Fiddle plus Yone combo. But overall, I think Era probably just in a better spot right now, as they do look to try and play for the objective-oriented gameplay.
Dude, these Qs are insane. Even the blind Morgana Qs are just on point.
Man's man's got the map axe on. He knows where everybody is.
100%. He knows exactly where everyone is. And scripting for these Qs.
Alright, so Era actually Trying to set up for the Baron. Just control vision around it. I highly doubt we see the Baron attempt. Their comp honestly not that amazing at taking it. They do have Kai'Sa if she can be there. Lissandra not really offering too much for that, as we have Fiddle setting up in the shadows.
Ooh, this Hecarim.
Onslaught to cancel yet again. It's gonna be Morgana picked up. Killer Instinct burn, so Kai'Sa no ultimate available, but it just feels like Morgana in the wrong place at the wrong time on several occasions, and it's just resulting in sort of Era being able to walk through for free.
Yeah, 0-6 on that Morgana, but to be honest, that was like a max range onslaught of shadows. Like it's
still a disrespectful place to reset with no vision.
True. Yeah, and this is actually going to be the Baron being. Oh no, Fiddlesticks. This is a dream.
Does he get the entrance though? 3,000 health left on the Baron as we do have the channel comes through. Here comes the fear. Seraphine says no, but the Baron flip's going to be the 100 health, and blue team Kai'Sa able to secure as Fiddlestick dies. I respect the attempt, but not going according to plan. That 50-50 stopwatch says no. The pullback beautifully placed as a trap just there to deny. So I mean, like you said, the Fiddlesticks had the opportunity, but Seraphine having the reply answer and the CC just not allowing for the steal.
Yeah, so the mistake Fiddlesticks made there was actually you need to sweep where you're going to jump in from. Otherwise, you don't get the fear on everyone in the pits. And if you notice, there's a ward right there against the wall. That just absolutely just, yeah. If you don't clear that ward, you're gonna get you basically you don't get a 5-man fear, and without the fear, there's no ways you win that.
I agree.
You're not a tanky boy. You're a squishy.
Dead man's in the pocket. He's got 2 items plus the Ohm. Unfortunate cooldown as we have the 2v2 jungle and top v jungle and top.
Huh. Not sure about that one.
Morgana, Onslaught of Shadows brought through. Hecarim just using Morgana as a reposition tool in this case, but the fear not really working too well. So Volibear is sitting on that go dark. He has the turret turn off mechanic, so he cannot afford to use this tier 1 turret as a defense. You've got to kind of pretend and play like it's not there, as they will dive you if you do step up too far.
Yeah, and this is just the Baron power that Era have on their side right now. It's looking really great. Honestly, this game has slowly just kind of been them getting ahead and ahead, and I feel like it's mostly been thanks to...
Oh, hello, W flash comes through, deleted, goodbye, AD carry. Unfortunately, we'll trade 1-for-1 as the bot lane fight comes through. It's going to be yet again Morgana just caught out of position. And maybe we have the tier 2 siege continuing through bot lane, but the reinforcements from Auto Shadow rotating it down. The Baron minions are big. They're going to look to try push through, and that should be the fifth turret for Era.
Yeah, and Lissandra is just doing the most. They absolutely smashed that 1v1. Wow, just 1v1 under tower there. Just wow. Seems like we have those dragons already been started by the side of Era, and Fiddlesticks is late to the party as we do have the Ornhorn coming out here.
Seraphine, big knock through, does get the bounce into the 2-man lockdown. Ornn is tanky, but he's not tanky enough to basically just receive so much damage from 4 members of Era. Now we're going to try snowball through. Unfortunately, Baron has dropped or about to drop as the Dragon number 4 secured 3 mountains on a volley Hecarim comp. That's a tanky frontline.
Even Lissandra is a relatively tanky champion, especially if I was her and I saw I had 3 mountains, I'd probably build like 1 tank item, because
I mean, she's got Zonias.
yeah, you basically become she already got Hourglass as well, and Previous has also got some.
Yeah, Morella's got some health built into it. True.
Morella's Grievous. Well, we went from the most even game imaginable to this huge lead of almost 9,000 gold right now. Just insane, and I honestly feel like it's all been off of this back of this Lissandra with beautiful TPs, beautiful caches across the board, and yeah, at this point it's catch up for the side of Order of Shadows, and they just haven't been able to pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, Sealon for sure MVP so far in the series. Oh, micro reposition. That one forcing the flash out yet again. Fiddlesticks. Second time now forced to disengage with the flash as the knockup does come through. No, it's going to be actually Era's support caught off this time, so not just Morgana. Hopefully we see Order of the Shadow able to get something more than just gold and a kill off of the slight advantage they have now. Unfortunately, objective-wise, still a minute and a half left on the Baron spawn.
And Yon possibly looking for something there. Not going to find it as Hecarim is respecting. Actually, pink warding there. Volley Bay. Looks like they just want this. Oh, that's
oh no.
Morgana.
Oh no, it's gonna be the hand back over. We don't want this lead. You guys can have it back. The baton, I'll hand it back over. The stopwatch does come through, just trying to buy for some time. Unfortunately, will end up dropping as the Ornn not finding knockup. So we spoke about how supports are getting caught off this game. It's gonna be Era support into all of the Shadow support, just not at the right place. A little bit too deep to try and create that vision control.
Yeah, and honestly, at this point, the thing I mentioned earlier about you have to play Fiddlesticks and be clearing really fast. At this point, Fiddlesticks is down 100 CS. Like, it's hard not to mention that, and also 4 levels down. So yeah, Fiddlesticks isn't relevant anymore. And to be fair, like, it's hard because there's no towers or anything to kind of stop the enemy from farming a jungle. But yeah, also just like.
Fiddle is not a fun chapter to be fall behind. In this case, it's pretty much Era's jungle in terms of the camps all the way up till the base. So what is Shadow is trying to play for the total, which means that the longer this game goes, the more ahead the Hecarim is going to pull in terms of CS and gold, which means Fiddlesticks is ultimate and that T-fight wombo potential is so much less because he's not going to be able to one-shot anyone, especially with the likes of this triple Mountain into Mountain Soul.
Yeah, he's currently doing very little damage, and I mean, if you looked at the last fight, he was tickling champions. Even with Leandri's Anguish, which is not what you expect from a scary Scarecrow. Also, just across the board, there's a level advantage, except in the bot lane. Bot lane's even, but other lanes are up at least 1 level or 4 levels in case of the jungle.
Surprisingly, everywhere besides the jungle, one of the Shadow are actually up in terms of farm. Maybe just coming down to Arab trying to play a little bit more macro rotation-wise, especially with the Lissandra teleports. Yon, on the other hand, opting for the Ignite and Flash.
We should actually have an Alder soon. That's really interesting, because if you want a way back in for Order of Shadows into this game, it's going to be the Alder flip with, like, get some vision control, kind of Fiddlesticks ulti fear into like a smite. The amount of games I win in Fiddle where I'm so far behind, that's not even okay, but you just get a good steal off is too high.
Right, we see Airside looking to try and play towards that top side vision. They want to control, potentially bait and switch on this Baron. Look for the Fiddlesticks. Like, that's the thing when you verse the likes of the Fiddlesticks or champions similar to, you're no longer playing standard League of Legends. You're kind of playing overly scared. You want to know where he is on the map before you go for an objective attempt like this. We had Fiddlesticks going for this beforehand. Unfortunately, level 13 versus level 17. Smite as blue side able to quite easily secure Fiddlesticks, not given the opportunity to pull trigger and attempt for the steal. At least that means it will be a 5v5 now. Ghost into Arslot onto the tank. Simp, not exactly the play you want to be picking. He's an Ornn, and Fiddlesticks does get ult off. Unfortunately, like we mentioned before, he just does not have that damage, so he's just instant deleted. Seraphine yet again getting a beautiful multi-man lockdown with that Siren.
Yeah, this is looking super great. I think Era can just close the game here, as surely Yon and Caitlyn kind of hold this really far ahead team, as well as there's a volleyball ulti still up on the table. They can just disable this house, as we see now. Yon getting dived. Ulti, not doing too much
does
damage.
Come back on, but I don't think it matters too much. Nexus now exposed. And Caitlyn, there's the drift that I was speaking about. That skin is so interesting when it comes to the replay and spectate, but nonetheless,
definitely a very drifty skin.
Yeah, first game over to Airside. GG, well played.
Wow.
Right, so I mean the series was delayed, but the game was good. I thought it was pretty not one-sided. It was pretty even up to a point where I feel like Era just kind of pulled ahead. Era definitely showing us that they want the series more, at least for the first game. Where do you think Order of the Shadow went so wrong?
Honestly, I just think you're not playing around your Kate. I mean, they were playing around the Kate Morgana, and then Kay was just farming side lanes instead of mid lane, which was not good at all. Also, the Fiddlesticks was just falling behind and behind. And I think, like, I know, like, at some point it was just like the enemy pushing into your jungle, but yeah, so the 100 CS doesn't happen in like 5-10 minutes. Like, it was happening before the time. So I think maybe not too comfortable on the Fiddlesticks, and I'm seeing a lot of opportunities where I'm like, I would ult in here, fear the whole team, steal a Baron or steal a Dragon and get out, or at least die with the rest of my team getting something off of that. So maybe not the most comfortable on that Fiddlesticks, and that is a result of that Yoni pick in the mid lane with yeah, just not enough.
Kind of forcing the
AP.
jungler onto an AP pick.
Exactly, might be not so comfortable for said jungler.
Comfort is good, comfort is key. But nonetheless, GG well played to both teams. We do have a second and potentially third game, as it is a best of 3 coming up soon. So we'll have to take a look at the pick and ban. Any predictions on champions not making it through in the next rotation?
Lissandra, MVP of game 1.
For sure.
100%. Those TPs, double kill TP bot lane, double kill mid lane, catching the Fiddlesticks. And I mean, she probably had she had 100% kill participation for quite a long period of the game. I don't know if she had it all the way through, but yeah, just beautiful to see, honestly.
100%. Otherwise, guys, we'll be back shortly for game number 2. Time for something to drink, time for some quick food. It has been a pretty long broadcast so far, and there's plenty more to come through, so we'll see you guys shortly. we're back for game number 2 of the best of 3. Tankers, walk us through in a quick summary of that first game for anyone perhaps that missed it. What exactly happened? What were the highlights? What were the downloads?
Beautiful game. Just absolutely amazing. Both teams played a super wombo combo. We had the likes of Lissandra, Seraphine, Orn, and things like that. And yeah, just absolutely beautiful game by Era. They absolutely just smashed, and Hecarim kind of got this huge lead against the Fiddlesticks jungle. And they eventually got a Mountain Soul, followed by a Baron, and then just ended off the game. And yeah, we're ready to jump into Champ Select.
Perfect. Let's take a look at the picks and bans. Right, game number 2, opening up with a Yone ban. He's out of here. Urgot yet again, so all the Shadows sticking to their guns. You feel like the Yone really did that much work that it deserves a ban?
Actually, this is the other team banning Yone.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, the team who played Yone banned Yone here, so that's the thing. That's what's a bit weird about it. The Anivia ban was there last time. Urgot ban was there last time. Yeah, so I'm guessing maybe they picked Yone because they were scared of someone on the opposing side picking Yone. On the side of Era picking Yone, and then they kind of didn't play it well. Or Lissandra was a great counter for it, and they were like, "Never mind, let's just ban it instead of trying to pick it."
Don't even
because
have
it
the
put
opportunity.
Fiddlesticks. Yeah, and we put Fiddlesticks on a bad matchup.
So at
In that
least
case, there's a Lissandra ban.
Era does ban the Thresh again, so Threshless just not getting his go-to comfort pick. That's one of the risks you take when you have like a champion name in the IGN, the likes of RSA Filius, the Threshlist. Who else has a one tricky name in the SA scene?
100%. I mean, you could probably bait players into baiting something that's not your main though, so that would be pretty cool.
True. So
we do have the Hecarim ban coming out as
predictions
well.
on picks. Do you have any foresights? Any like any Oracle picks coming to mind? Udyr, I like
Malphite?
it.
Oriana. What else is good junglers to see now? Olaf.
Volibear, yet again, that's a really,
Volibear?
really good pick. Can be flexed to both top and jungle. Oh, we saw it top lane last game, but jungle's just as viable. As for the Udyr, super strong pick right now. Good priority on that. So I like the fact that all the Shadow have done their research. They know what the go-to OP picks are. Lilia in the first rotation. Ballsy, but at the same time, we do have the jungle lock-in from all of the Shadow. Does he have the games on the pick though? Lilia, not exactly the easiest of champs to pick up and play. There is a bit of a learning curve to her.
Yeah, so the thing here is if you pick Lilia and then follow it with Tristana, we know this Tristana's going mid lane. You gave it away by picking an AP jungler already. So, but it did get banned second rotation last time. So they're probably thinking, let's pick it up before we leave it up and it gets banned.
Kog'Maw though. I feel like if this is a bot lane Tristana pick, Kog'Maw is not a bad matchup at all. Like, he struggles in the early stages. Tristana kind of wants to snowball. He wants to get the level 2, level 3 pass spike, jump in, bomb, and basically blow you up. And pairing the Kog'Maw with the Alistar is kind of interesting as well.
Lulu's the classic. We all know that one. Yeah, so seeing the Alistar is a bit of an odd one. And I mean, now, what's the plan with this comp? I guess you need a tank. Maybe a support, because a lot of supports were getting banned. Second rotation.
Volley.
Volibear. So Volibear is still top lane.
We had the hover, so I mean, it wasn't too surprising before with the Lilia pick.
No surprises at all. Yeah, I'm still thinking that is probably a Tristana mid lane based on the fact that that is a Lilia.
It's a good flex pick
jungle.
though. I like the fact that they take that into consideration, opposed to the older Shadow comp, where we for sure know that at least it's going to be Alice support, and I'm pretty confident saying that it's going to be the Kog'Maw bot lane. I highly doubt that we get the Kog'Maw AP mid lane pick, as I don't know if that is actually being played at all.
It was. Last patch, Caps. No, not last patch. I think last year, Caps played that in LEC.
How did it go?
Hasn't been pretty good actually. It was a Kog'Maw game. Can we say? Yeah, but other than that,
what's the new Kog'Maw skin that came out? Wasn't it? It was like wasn't it like a B more something like that? Yeah.
No, there wasn't a B Kog'Maw skin.
Are you sure?
Surely not. There was a Yumi one. There's a Yumi one. There's a Malzahar one. There's a
I'm pretty
old
sure there was
Teemo
some
one.
form of Kog'Maw skin that came out.
Dude, maybe it is the Teemo actually. Good point. I actually think
Teemo?
it could be the Teemo. The Kog'Maw. It actually could be the Kog'Maw.
Right, so Darius and Ornn
Yeah,
banned
it
out.
is.
Fingers crossed we
pretty
get
sure it
B
is.
Kog'Maw on this. So they're banning out both Yone and
Yes,
Yasuo, the
bro.
two brothers,
And
just
Yone.
off the table.
Yeah, just like we don't want those two brothers. Which actually is not a
Ooh,
bad.
Raul left open.
Ooh. Yeah, it is BCog, in fact. Great.
I haven't actually seen it on League. I've seen the Yumi skin a couple of times, a little bit more popular. Don't think
I'm not a
Kog'Maw
big fan of it,
players
actually.
are that many at the moment.
The
Galio
Yumi one.
Shen, the semi-global comp is coming through. So we have
Alright.
that beautiful combo of the Udyr just running in, bit of a Juggernaut into the Galio stand, united from Shen as well. So basically Udyr has free roam to sort of just like sprint, yeet into the back line of the airside comp and just create absolute destruction. On top of that, you pile the Alistair, and I mean effectively Kog'Maw should have a pretty free time to just hit whoever he wants to, whoever he can step up to, as long as they play the comp according to the plan.
Well, I was really expecting the Tristana mid lane. Call me surprised. Okay, that is I don't agree with that one at all. You picked Cassio into Galio mid. Galio likes to play against. I thought that was super strong Tristana because Galio is super like melee. He can't get to your Tristana. Like Tristana will get free plates because you know that's how Tristana is. But instead, you pick Cassio into Galio.
So Cassiopeia does really well into this comp because of the fact that she has that miasma. It counters multiple abilities on this team. Shen can't taunt, Galio can't use his E, Alistair can't use his headbutt. So I mean, in theory, it's kind of alright, but at the same time, it's versus a Galio who Galio likes to play into AP based champions. He gets the passive, he gets the shield. And just regards to that bot lane, mid lane pick, Tristana and Raul, super good combo together. They both have the same sort of style of kit, so they do synergize incredibly well. And hopefully we do see that ZA brother combination working together quite well for this early game lead, as Kog'Maw cannot afford to get free kills in the early stages or even just go even.
Yeah, I think like honestly, if you're the Udyr, just like try and get lucky with bot ganks. Because if you get lucky with bot ganks, the game's really quickly over because you have so much protection.
For sure.
Shen ulti, Galio ulti, Alistair PL. Like that Kog'Maw will never die if he gets ahead and he just needs to be protected.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. We cannot afford
like
to
the
have
dive isn't
Udyr
strong
top.
enough. I mean, Volibear, like something Volibear and Raul is the dive. That's not enough.
Like that's going to be the main issue for all the Shadow, is that majority, if not all of the damage is going to be coming through from that Kog'Maw. So if he doesn't get a hit, if he doesn't get items, he doesn't get gold, this Order of the Shadow team is just going to basically be a wet noodle of CC and knockups where nobody's really dying on the air team. So as well, like they've got the peel, they've got the kit, but they just need to make sure that they get all the gold and resources onto Kog'Maw so they can play around him. Like Udyr for sure can do damage if he gets ahead, but I feel like this is definitely going to be that Kog'Maw main focus. So hopefully both junglers are playing bot side oriented this game. We'll have to see.
Yeah, and it's super interesting for me. I think Order of the Shadows kind of picked a little bit of a harder comp here to play. It's again, we also saw this in the G2 series that the LSC was playing, where for the first two games they were playing like Lucian mid, Karma ADC, or Tristana mid, Karma ADC, and then you have one player who has to hard carry, and if he doesn't get ahead, you're just like you're facing 2 or 3 damage dealers on the opposing side. Yeah, it's like, what's your plan B? There is literally no plan B. It's like, we didn't think that far. we were just thinking, let's
just
do
basically putting
this
all
way.
your eggs in the one basket, and it's Easter, so you know, baskets are sold out. Feel sad, man. But nonetheless,
Nice.
I believe we're going to be jumping through into that loading screen. Fingers crossed, no 40-minute downtime. Hopefully we get connected. I mean, we were good. There were no pauses after that initial delay, but second game nonetheless. Errors series to close out, or the Shadow need to pull this game back so we can get to that third game of the series. Predictions, Caster's Curse, which way are we going?
Euro wins this 2-0.
Okay,
Comp-wise, it's a hard win.
fair enough. Well, let's see what happens. We'll see what happens when we get on the Rift. See you guys shortly.
Cheers. I got him. Yes.
Missing one Latina.
Today I'm gonna start with some tapping.
Yes, nice shot for me. Perfect. Yes.
Right, so that pause
Welcome
was
back.
a lot less than the previous one for sure. So we're on the Rift successfully. Order the Shadow v Era, game number 2 of the best of 3. Bot lane, Alistair looking kind of pink.
To Summoner's Rift.
Double D, double D.
Can confirm that's just a Bukal Chroma.
30
And
seconds until minions.
yeah, there's the traditional awards coming out here. The volley bear being spotted in the bush. I'm wondering if this Cassiopeia is one of the high elo players on this side of.
I hope so. Cassiopeia, not an easy
Era?
champion to play.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. And also, she was popping off on the Lissandra, so I'm kind of thinking like, is this the carry?
Designated
Definitely curious about that
driver
one.
for this Era side team to drive it home.
Spawned.
We do hope so, as we see both junglers starting bot side this time instead of last time where they had one starting on the other side. This volley bear is on a ward, and I think Shen wins a 1v1 here in the early stages. He is choosing the right way to walk around, but he is surely going to be a little bit late for that first wave, as we do get the pulls going out by both sides.
Right, so like you said, both bot side jungle starts. I like to see Lilia on her blue, to help with her clear time a little bit for those speedrunners in chat. Have you played? Have you attempted any like jungle speed clears before? Have you tried to like actively go into a custom and practice your clear times?
No. I mean, I have actually. Yeah, I have done it with the throw sticks because it's a little bit of practice, that one.
Yeah, same for likes of Shaco. Shaco, quite a like tricky one.
Really? I'm also like a level 7 Shaco. I don't struggle with his clear at all.
It's more like you should be able to solo like two buffs at the same, well, not buffs, but two camps at the same time. But then level 2 does come too early for the blue side. It's going to actually be the disengage for Rel, a trade hard one by Order of the Shadow. So, I mean, in this case, it was actually kind of interesting because you'd think Tristana Rel should have priority level 1. So, not entirely sure what happened there, but Tristana and Rel put on the back foot now, both chunked down to just above half health.
Yeah, probably a little bit slow on, pulled a little bit too long. And this is the second time that we see Order of the Shadow winning the bot lane in the early game. Flowbot was on the Caitlyn last game and also won early game pretty well, and Thresh was on the likes of Morgana. So, yeah, maybe they just decided, hey, like, the Morgana was doing well, but like, Caitlyn was just not relevant enough. Let's switch it up by going the most hyper carry you can go. The Cosmo himself.
You have Halo Blaze as well for Tristana, so she wants to go ham, she wants to find these early fights. So as the lane goes later, it's going to start to favor Kog'Maw a little bit more because he's going to pick up the items, but there's still a long window for Tristana potentially to look for that lead and try to get gold in her own pocket so she can try snowball. An ideal situation would be Rel Tristana just looking for this engage now, but unfortunately have been chunked, so it's not exactly the greatest idea. At the same time, I'm kind of concerned that neither bot lane AD carry have gone exhaust. They've gone for the double heal. Generally, with or against Tristana, exhaust is a very, very good option on the AD carry. Maybe even giving up the heal just to have that extra combat summoner to take that more of a likely win on that 50-50 early fight.
Yeah, it's super interesting to see, and across the board, nothing too exciting happening as we do have a slight gold lead for the side of Era, and also quite a bit of a mid CS gap here. I'm surprised that Casio is winning this lane so hard. I figured it would be a bit closer, but I guess something I don't know about the mid
It's
lane
still
matchup.
a melee into range matchup. Galio potentially leveling Q a little bit more, so he has that wave clear just to match the Cassiopeia shove. Keep in mind though, both top and middle lane on both sides are opting for teleports, so we should have some global presence, especially from the Auto Shadow team having the Stand United as well as Era's entrance, so they have a cross map both 6. Just about getting there as top lane. Tortuska to not the Lar.
I think not one up slightly, but looking relatively easy as the lane trades continue.
Right, so video bot side. Tribush looking to try step forward as we do have the first attempt to gank. Just not a force to disengage Flash as the cancel on the roll reposition. He's not in a good spot. Does get the 2-man lockdown chain, but just nowhere to go as he is slowed down. So that's going to be now first blood. Bot lane gank successful. You cannot afford to have that kill onto Kog'Maw at 5 minutes in. This is exactly what we spoke about. Playful bot lane, but do not let Kog'Maw get ahead in the early stages.
Yikes. Udyr is down like so much CS though, which was a bit of a surprise. I think Udyr should actually be matching Lilia right now. I understand if he falls behind later, actually opting to fall behind even more as he starts up the dragon here. Just saying, who cares about farm? I just want to get some souls. Really
right, so
early.
Drake objective number 100 of Auto Shadow. Not only getting the kill onto Kog'Maw, but the dragon objective in the early stages as well. So we now see Lilia pathing into topside jungle, just looking to try to steal away some Udyr camp, seeing as we do know that he is bot lane for the Drake objective. Cassiopeia on the other hand now resetting, teleporting back to lane. Interested to see if we have the Galio walk back to lane or TP. I think he's fine to look to try and potentially roam here if he decides to do so. Otherwise just working back mid and trying to control vision. We do have a pink in the pocket, so Pixel looking kind of juicy for that one. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, actually a lot of pings going up on this side of Auto Shadows. Meanwhile, this top fight.
We are hitting that point where we should have
that one.
ultimates unlocked. A lot of players hitting that level 6. So the game should start picking up a little bit in tempo in terms of gold. 0.3, 0.2k gold favoring Order of the Shadow. The Lilia power farming kind of just evening that out. But the Cloud Drake is already secured by Order of the Shadow.
Yeah, so this is interesting. Tyson was actually on the Yone last game. And he's now on the Galio, which means he's kind of going to have a little bit more pressure on the map than the Casio is going to be having. Whereas Casio was on the Lissandra and was doing these beautiful TPs.
Mid lane rotation, the Snake's not in a good spot. We do have Roll for the counter. 2v2 into the 2v3. Lilia just trying to bolt from the bot side of the wave. Hero's entrance finds one just on the edge as the red side TP does come through. The sleep going to be used incredibly early as the new focus. Alistair, but red, pink. Alistair just surviving as Udyr is now down, falling onto the Shadow Jungler dead, forcing the Shen to disengage Flash. The multiple ultimates burnt, but just not looking good for the Auto Shadow side. Slipknot just trying to get away the slow applied into the Q. He has the speed. It's Lilia nicely timed. Rel stun will result in 2 kills. Meanwhile, mid lane, the fight now continues. The taunt does come through. Big way casters. Looks like Cassia, but just trying to pick up the fangs. She has the kite as Galio opted just to play it a bit safer.
Yeah, also she has a little bit of healing that comes out of that E as well. Wow. That was just a beautiful fight. I feel like that the difference maker there was really just Era being on the ball with a rotate. The Tristana was there for the fight right at the beginning, whereas Kog'Maw actually never showed up for that fight, and that was, yeah, just a whole person advantage.
Prime Rush.
Kill? Oh, I almost looked like a kill there.
Right, so again, Udyr just playing objective oriented. He found that first Drake, and now looking to try sneak the Rift Herald, which should hopefully help break in either top or mid tier 1 turrets. I mean, he's still got plenty of time. 4 minutes left on those plates, so he has plenty of room as Shen now looks to try to help sacks the top wave. Let's Volibear Pinchy Shambit Art so they can secure that Volta objective and look to try and crash and hopefully open up the game.
I mean, I'm kind of hoping Udyr comes bot side with that Herald and just drops it for the Kog'Maw to get some platings. Because, as we mentioned before in Champ Select, like, Kog is the carry on this team.
Yeah, it's the win condition.
You need to feed your win condition, guys. If you don't feed your win condition, you're going to have a rough time.
I mean, look at him. He's already a butterfly. Started this game as a worm into that cocoon and now into the butterfly. So he's ready to fight. He's ready to tango. As a bot lane, Tristan actually opted to like jump away. I feel like despite the fact that the bot lane has been going kind of rough for Era, they could play aggressive. They can still look for these engages. I mean, the gold or the item difference almost non-existent. Speaking of which, there it is. The roll looking for the trigger pull as the bomb is placed. The flash done, looking kind of juicy. Cosmo forced out as the flash ignite burnt. Unfortunately, some support now on cooldowns, big time for the summoners at least.
Yeah, that was interesting. Koch didn't actually like. I was expecting kind of some kiting, but Koch was just running. Wasn't even ordering people. Like, if you order people there, there's a chance of... Oh, that's interesting as well.
Good, yeah. Now bot
Maybe
side
like,
of the map.
oh.
Top lane attempt. Bot need to be playing weak side. They're not giving opportunity as the knockback's going to be there. Well, popping that Magnet Storm, but it looks like Justana may just get the reset as the jump is going to come through. Unfortunately, not able to get the last auto attack, but does get the reset jump as just bot lane not going to work out. Cassiopeia's here as well. They're looking to collapse. Cass not in a good spot. Snake, no flash. Stuck in the boot as she does her best to kite this one out. Galio playing back the flash engaged. The head by combo. Beautiful lock in place, but just the tick and the talk of the ignite. No, it's going to be Triumph. And Udia just able to survive. I mean, that was close.
Yeah, again, too close to comfort. Like, wow, that was insanely close. Meanwhile, top lane, we don't get actually stopping for a second. Power drops in mid and Shen. Shen gets killed.
Okay,
yeah,
so
not beating the Cosmo.
I've got a lot of issues with what we just watched. Mostly that neither side kind of played weak side. We had the attempt at top lane coming through from Lilia, and at the same time, the bot lane Tristana run were playing out, they were playing up. You kind of have to want to decide on which side you're playing for, and the other side you play weak side. Just pull back, know that your team's making a play top side, and play respectfully. As a result, all the Shadow were then just able to quite easily rotate their members down, catch out the bot lane, which is quote unquote the Auto Shadow win condition. So you just really can't afford to give over these free kills. Then we had after that top lane re-engaging, so we know that Simp not and is basically alone. So they gave Volibear a free engage after we saw that the bot lane play did not work out for the Order of the Shadow side.
It was so close, and I mean, I think the positive side here is that Order of the Shadows, I mean, they don't have the kills, and they're kind of not doing that great, but I mean, what they do have is 2 dragons on their side, which is great.
Right, so
yeah, because
I think gold. Yep.
Yeah, let's look at the golds.
Right, so gold department, we got almost 4k on Cogmal versus 3.5 on Tristana, so we have that slight lead on Cogmal, so hopefully that translates into a little bit more for the sake of Order of the Shadow. Looking at supports, however, again, favoring bot side, or the Shadow, both support and AD carry up a little bit, thanks to this bot side oriented Udia gameplay that we have seen. But yeah, I mean, you mentioned it before, the crash in bot lane would have probably worked out a little bit better, because Galio having gold versus Cogmo having gold is not really the same. So a little bit sad that we had that Rift Tail brought through in the mid lane, but there's always a second one. Unfortunately, probably not secured before the plates do drop, but the first turret objective, the first brick gold, still something to play for.
Yeah, so it literally doesn't spawn on time. Lilia.
Oh no.
Actually trying to go 1v3
here. Is this
here.
the Journal cosplay?
Yeah, Lilia realizing like, oh, hold on a second. That's one too many players there.
Bot lane attempt, looking for the hand. The ball just not ready, unfortunately, so stun will not be there as Aral able to just disengage for free, losing only the jungler.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what the plan was. Like, she didn't even drop a ward. Did she drop a ward? Nope. Yeah, unsure.
Cassiopeia making her way towards top side.
Oh. Yeah, we should. This is actually a really good dive. Oh, what? Yeah, the bait's looking so good. Oh no, volley.
So it pops the we're gonna go fast button.
Yeah, I was super nervous.
Oh no. Oh no. We do have the sleep, but she's trying to get away. The Udia looking around you down. I don't think you want to take that fight. The popcorn there. For the disengage, and she's quite quick. As do we have the re-engage, the 3v2? No, just exiting stage left.
This poor Leah.
I mean, she got the blue, so I mean, effectively, it was kind of worth it. She lost her ultimate, unfortunately. but not getting camped. Okay, Magnus Storm the combo into the Chain CC, the 3-layered stun into the knockback. Late unbreakable, but will result in a survival as the red side TP does come through. As Cassiopeia yet again looking to play for the map. Shen is saying hi, but no, it's the goodbye as Galio just able to get through for the trade.
How was that Galio ult even possible? I'm so confused. Like,
did he
was
ult
that
on
the
Cogmo
dead
passive?
or something? Yeah, like I'm so confused. That's what it looked like.
Is that a thing? Can you ult on Cogmo passive? Surely not.
Yeah, surely like he's dead. But it looked like it was a passive ulti. Wow, I mean that's great. Like, he actually got a free trade back and walked away. Cassio didn't even bother trying to turn back to kill the Galio there. And I think he got a free kill.
Error needs to be aware of the fact that this mid lane C player likes to play for bot lane. He likes to go for the TP flanks. You cannot walk up if you have not cleared behind you. And both games so far we've seen is pretty huge teleports. First it was Lissandra, not Cassiopeia. Cass not exactly the easiest of champs to play the macro TP gameplay with, because she kind of needs farm. It's a big risk, it's a big flip looking for these rotations. If you don't get something, you can fall pretty far behind. So it's worked out so far though.
Yeah, we have the double Leandri's Anguishes coming out on the side of Era, and yeah, just looking good. There isn't.
So we're not
actually
gonna
that is
have
super
the,
strong.
We're not gonna have the Knight, but Lilia dropped
It's
pretty
a bit of trade.
Lilia is one of those champs that needs to have the positioning down. Positioning is key. She's squishy, but she's mobile. High damage, low health. You gotta watch out your positioning, especially versus the likes of a Galio. If he can lock you down with his CC, he is going to delete you.
Also full AP, by the way, thus far anyway. Which was a bit of a surprise. I was expecting like the tankier Galio, the likes of Doingby style Galio. Doesn't seem like that's what we're going to be getting, as Era's saying, hey, we don't want to give another dragon for free. Setting up here.
Finally contesting. They're looking to try and play for the dragon objective. And Flavor just getting the free pick over the
ready?
wall. He's got one item.
Is Kog'Maw hyped up enough?
I want
Probably
to say
not.
no. One item of Kog'Maw versus one item Tristana is definitely going to favor Era in this case. So, Kog'Maw needs perfect positioning. His Rift Ult number 2 comes through. So it's going to be the 2 Rift Turret attempt as we do have that first brick dropping mid lane. And now, no, Lilia. It's going to be the free engagement 2 for Mr. Moo. The red pink cow finds jungle kill first as Cassie have been on in a bad spot. But the Taunt says no. Kog'Maw looking to turn around as the Miasma plus freeze combo. The DPS should be enough as Flaybot just not able to survive. Volibear forced to flash out as he's now run down into delete. So fight kind of going both directions, both teams coming out ahead on 2 different fronts. So I guess the siege continued, but the dragon not picked up.
Sides. So close. That is I think that's actually kind of that's insane. I don't know what just happened. I don't know how Kog'Maw even died there.
Kog'Maw died to the CC
Cassio.
From Cass, yeah.
Cassio and Volibear.
That was so close. Like, she had almost no health when the Petrifying Gaze came through. Where's those high DPI mouse flicks to get your character to turn around to dodge the gaze?
Also, this Kog is so squishy. He literally got like 3 shots. It was like ulti, 2 fangs, and he'd gone. And this is actually 3rd dragon going over to. Oh, actually, no. This time we actually have Europe picking up. Yeah, is Udi gonna speed in there? No.
Nope.
Yeah, so 3rd Drake finally.
No. Don't leave your jungler behind. Engage is gonna be there. No sleep. No Teletubbies. So, I mean, we've had Alistair getting a couple of really good engages. He saw the opportunity in the last one and basically got the free jungle pick as a result, which was pretty huge for them overall in that team fight. So, he's not scared. He showed us on the Morgana that he's able to get bindings, and in this case, he knows when he can and can't pull trigger on the Alistair combo.
Yeah, I'm convinced that this is the high elo player on the side of Order of Shadows. I'm convinced it's this Alistair, because he was just landing all the Morgana Qs, and he's playing really well on this Alistair, to be honest.
I'm
Getting great
see
picks.
Thresh.
Yeah, it would be nice to see this Thresh. The namesake.
No, the fight for the scuttle.
Going 1v3.
Yeah, this is definitely a journal. This is a journal Lilia right here.
Classic.
Carper.
Yeah. I mean, across the board, things are looking actually very even. We're like 1,000 gold between these two teams right now.
Oh, Palo!
Ba-ba-ba. Did she just like buffer flash that Casio ulti? That looked like a buffer flash Casio ulti.
You can R flash with Cass. They changed something where before you were able to like R flash backwards or something, and it would still work. I don't recall. But there was a change that came through with Cassiopeia a while back. Something to do with the flash, ultimate flash.
Yeah, that looked super clean. At this point, I'm convinced that C Lord is in fact one of the higher elo players.
No, for sure, no, without a doubt.
Side.
Specialist, top lane, Gallios, the 3-man stack. Do they get the CC? Oh, the disengage! Well, I don't think he's getting out of this one, I'll be honest. He has no flash, but the rest of the team looking. Only the support
not the sleepy
falls asleep, so yet again we see just not according to plan. Snot on the other hand finding the kill on Alistair, so not going to be in vain as he does rest in peace. Guys, remember dead from only Order of the Shadow. So Era actually able to capitalize on that quite nicely, just not needing the cast, it seems.
Yeah, now we're even on kills and 1,000 gold in favor of the side of Era. That is looking great. They could even get a third tower here. Baron is on the tables, honestly.
If Cass was here, this was going to be a very free objective of Baron, but without it, I don't think they have the raw damage just to melt it in the speed that they need to before the rest of the team can collapse on Over the Shadow.
I mean, Cass has TP. Honestly, just TP on Baron, just do it right now. True. No one has that clue that that's happening. So, one thing to mention is the fact that there's been so many dragons picked up early means that there's no chance. Are we going to get another fight here? Galio, you want some? Looks like mid tower is going to be the focus.
Yet again, the engage is going to be there as Realm not a good spot, no cancel this time, but it's not going to be able to walk his way out of this. The CC chain, nope, okay, he is going to apparently. He literally just walk out of it.
Yeah, the brothers just limped away there, survived that combo to live another day.
Name a more, I guess, brother bonding activity than playing pre-made bot lane, dude.
Yeah, that's the dream.
That's the dream, dude.
I agree. I feel like my brother and I, if he even played League, chances of us playing like bot lane together is very slim. I can't think of anything more brotherly. Wingmanning. I don't know.
No, I've seen this one before. My asthma just brought to a little bit too late means that he will be locked in place. Cassiopeia not in a good spot now as the Petrifying Gaze finds one, but Galio just chaining off of the Arthur. So, I mean, Thresholist just looking to try to fight his way into that MVP position. We said that the Cassiopeia or Lissandra in the first game actually having that means that Order of the Shadow have to step up if they want to make their way into the third game, and that's what they're doing exactly there. Morgana banned away, I believe. Alistair instead picked up, and it seems like he's just a little bit more comfortable on the Alistair versus that Morg.
Yeah, and with that Cassio dead, there should surely be the dragon going over to the side of Order of Shadows, and we also have the faulty stand united on the Shen, so surely they're gonna rush this. Doesn't seem like they want to. Maybe scared of that Cassio TP coming in. Not even on it as it's about to spawn. Oh, this volley bear.
No, not the face check.
Yeah. Yikes.
4-1 shutdown handed onto Cog as he works his way towards that second item. He's even on farm to Tristana, so I mean they both pretty decent. The flash out for the drowsy sleep does come through his Order of the Shadow. Forced out of this fight, the backline, the ignite, taking the top of the rocket says no, the kite is there, the machine like XYX. Oh!
Tristana in the back there picking up the Kog'Maw, jumps back over the wall, and it's a 1v3 for this Galio before the rest of the team shows up.
Oh, finally! Wait, what?
What is going on?
That wasn't just Tristana
jumps out again.
The push back, big fight reposition for the popcorn. Looks like Simpnot is not in a good spot as he is trying to 1v3, but he's just not tanking up. Cassiopeia is still alive. So I think what happened there was that Alistair got knocked back in the Petrifying Gaze by Tristana using her buckshot. That was That just looked very interesting.
Yeah. Wow, what a fight. Amazing. That's a big lead for Yura, who was actually a little bit behind up until that point, and just what a beautiful fight to see.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
So what I was trying to reference was the Cogmore attack moving. Basically, when there's that period in League where you could go over the cap of attack speed on Cogmore and get up to 5 attack speed, I think.
Yeah, with
there was a Korean player who rebound his attack move to Z and X, and he would basically move with Z and auto attack with X, and he would effectively kite by tapping, like running his finger tap 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 ZX ZX ZX, as he kites back with Cogmore. So
that sounds so cool.
I even tried it myself, and I wasn't an AD carry play, but it was actually pretty legit. It was pretty effective, a lot more easier than using the mouse for sure. So we had almost some Korean kiting coming through, but Flowbot just not having the flow on that one, ends up getting picked off and deleted. And overall, I mean, honestly, I think Order of the Shadow in a decent spot. Cassiopeia scales really hard, as does the Cogmore. It's going to just come down to that peeling and positioning. Perhaps QSS or Crucible definitely necessary in this case, but it looks like top lane Slipknot. Last member to die of the previous team fight, first member to die in the start of the next Order of the Shadow now. Man down.
Oh no, there's a good Lilia ult. Oh, Lilia doesn't have ulti. Thank goodness, that was a double sleep there, potentially. Yeah, I think it really, the difference maker in the previous fight for Yura was Lilia getting a sleep on 2 members, including the Cogmore, who insta-flashed and still got comboed and almost lost all her health to the likes of the Rel, as we have the balance set up here.
So we have yet again Cassiopeia not at the objective. She has teleports, she can join, but there's just no signs of Order of the Shadow looking for contest. They have no Shen, means they will not walk up, as unfortunately Udyr shoves through that mid wave, so Baron objective secured for free, which means now Galio's going to start a struggle to actually answer this Cassiopeia side lane.
Yeah, this is...
Alistair. Looking for the stun as Volibear just exits. A blue buff resets, refuses to die just yet.
I mean, this is really going to come down to I feel like there's so much pressure on Flowbot here to hard carry this Order of the Shadows team. Just put them all on his back and take them over the finish line.
Yep, can't afford any weak moves, that's for sure. Predictions.
I think like Tristana is so good though.
Are you seeing the third game? Is this going to be the airside clean victory, or do you feel like this is going to be Flowbot popping off once he gets that 2-3 item spike?
Yeah, I'm sticking to my call-in champ select. It's still Euro winning this.
It's been a trend of supports just being caught out. He has Undying, so maybe the elaborate ruse so late on the pull. The popcorn's there, but Shen just trying to keep him alive, as we do have a lot of summoners, a lot of ultimate key abilities burnt this early. Flowbot will not have the shield from Slipknot anymore, unfortunately. Simpnot, sorry.
Interesting names. Lilia, I'm gonna only land 1 man on that.
Tier 2 turret is not safe. Volibear is alive, does not have that turn off button just yet, unfortunately, as well as he is mid lane with no teleport available just yet. But we should see the tier 2 drop when into the turtle, now picked up by Order of the Shadow. Cannot afford to get caught off, just play to clear wave, wait out the Baron, don't force the fight. Cogmore needs the front line, he needs someone in front of him.
Yeah.
Yet again,
Lilia.
Thrashless, Hero's entrance does not find a single play for the knock-up. Cassiopeia do the best she can to try kite this one out. First member does drop, Lilia's dead, support and AD carry both down for the Order of Shadow. Means there's going to be almost no damage left, as unfortunately Udyr is the final member to drop. Error goes huge on that team fight. Honestly, they just had to play safe, they just had a clear wave, there was no reason to force the fight. Thrashless thought he found a pick, but it's just not working out according to plan, and with Baron, that should be the game in theory. Simpnot last member alive to try and defend.
Yeah, honestly, I wonder if they can take the game here. I mean, the timers are insane. 20 minutes, 20 seconds, 24, 15, 8. It's close. I mean, I don't know. 8 seconds on this Cogmore. Volibear ulti. This will surely just be the game.
Is exposed, half left, looking to try to create so much pressure to the camp of the reposition. Tristana just finds the last auto attack, and that will be game series error, taking the victory 2-0.
Wow, what a game, honestly.
I mean, it was a delayed series, so a long one, but nonetheless very, very interesting and high energy, a lot of back and forth. 14-20, the final score. So both teams had that potential, but it came down to the team that wanted to win it more. In this case, looking like it was Arrow.
Yeah, and honestly, both of these games, let's head into post-game. Yeah, honestly, both of these games look super, super close. And we actually saw very similar things coming out in both of these games. In the first game, we saw Flowbot and the support kind of making some things happen in the bot lane. Things were looking good, looking great. And then, I mean, Kog'Maw got ahead. So did the Morgana Caitlyn. And then somehow just Era finds a way back into this brother combo in the bot lane. Somehow, even though they end up behind, just get back into the game on the Kai'Sa. And yeah, just keeps happening. Beautiful stuff.
Hopefully we'll get our MVP for sure. I think Cassiopeia taking that one. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think honestly, even more so in the first game with the likes of Lissandra there, it was just popping off and playing a beautiful game of League of Legends. The TPs were looking great. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a lot of say in the
post game
macro of the team. Yeah, let's do this post game interview as we should have the guy joining us in the channel.
All right, what's up, dude? Welcome. Congrats on the MVP of the series.
Oh damn! Really? Thanks, guys. Sorry for the delay in the first game.
It happens.
Felt pretty bad about that, but
I
hope we gave.
Sorry, apologies. It wouldn't be an SA tournament if we didn't have at least one long form pause. We had a couple of micro pauses, a minute or two here and there, but today was that break on the combo. Unfortunately, it happens though.
Hey, at least there was only one pause. Is what.
What exactly happened there? Like, what was the issue with the first game?
So our supports, for whatever reason, whenever he's trying to, sometimes, like only today, like sometimes when he tries to load into a game, it just doesn't let him. Like I don't know why. He says it's like just an account bug, I guess, or like his client or something like that. But we ended up, as you guys saw, he drove to his friend's house, hopped on and played.
Yeah, I mean, and in the end, it was worth it, I suppose, but nonetheless, making a plan, it's always good. It happens. I'm glad that the opposing side was so okay or accepting with the inconvenience.
Yeah, I have to thank them for that. I felt really bad that we made them wait so long,
and then win the game too. Woo! That's the worst part. It's like we being sportsmanlike, we're gonna wait, and then you just take the win brutally in the 2-0.
Yeah, it's rough. We pretty much played 3 games just because of how long that first pause was.
Yeah. Right. So just looking at the series so far, I mean, or just in general, it seemed like you were playing very bot side oriented. A lot of teleports playing for bottom. Was that sort of in the moment, or was that the game plan from the start to just kind of babysit or watch, sort of force that through you to look for an overextend?
Really, just in the moment. So I would be sitting mid, and then their bot always played super aggressive.
Yes.
So I would just look back in spots and see them fighting and see a ward behind. So I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna TP, and then the bot would follow up, and we'd end up killing them.
Yeah, you actually got it in both games, as a matter of fact.
I think I did it 3 times, if I'm
not
wrong.
And on top of that,
go for it.
Yeah, on top of that, it's also like not just the fact that you got those ganks off, but the fact that before that, they're actually winning lane. Like the enemy bot lane is winning lane with the Morgana Caitlyn. They also were winning it with the Kog'Maw Alistar, which was a bit of a surprise for us.
Yeah.
And then every single time your brother duo just brings it back and just pulls it off.
That's not my brother. Oh, wait, sorry.
No,
my
brother's duo.
Yeah, I also have a brother in the team. So
wait, what?
Crazy.
He's just not playing tonight. He's the normal jungler we have.
Okay. So lots of brothers in this team, it seems.
Yeah.
The synergy is definitely there. So I mean, what was your guys' expectations going into the series? Was it the 2-0 always the goal, or did you see it being quite a close series? Like, what was the team mental and expectations of the overall?
I think we were really we weren't really that confident, considering we had so we don't have our normal ADC on. Right. Our jungler went to Clarence for the weekend, so he can play. And our top laner, so he's Dushki, our top laner, so he moved to jungle. Our one of our AD carry subs played top, and then our AD carry sub played AD carry. So we weren't like really confident because we hadn't played them out. We hadn't played a lot.
It's a very flexed roles.
Yeah. We didn't get our schedules to align during the week, so we really only played like as a 5-man now when we started because our jungler was tired, so he didn't want to play our warm-up games.
That's impressive.
I mean, it worked out.
I think it just worked out. It's just good macro from us.
Cool, 100%. Otherwise, any thoughts on anything particularly you noticed with the opposing side with regards to what they could maybe work on? Anything that stood out to you that they could use like a tip or two for future series?
The mid laner should play a lot more aggressive than he does. He plays way too passive in lane.
Okay.
Because I'm like as Cassio, if the Udyr comes mid, like I was constantly scared of the Udyr coming mid because we couldn't see him on any wards. Yeah, if I get hit by one thing of CC, I'm dead. And their bot lane trying to like keep their lead and not play too aggressive, watch TP timings, because they threw both their leads in both games just off playing too aggressive. Yes. So that's just from what I noticed mainly.
Yeah, I'd also say the jungle. I'm not sure if that, but they did have subs, so it's possible that there was. I'm not sure who was subbed in there, but I
don't know. The jungle
might have been subbed.
Clear in the level 1 was really weird.
I agree.
Our jungler cleared bot to top and then went to check the blue buff and it was up. And Udyr is known to be like one of the best clears at the moment.
Exactly.
And he hadn't done like any of his top sides, so we double scuttled him, put him behind. So at least our bot lane did end up getting not camped, but like ganked a few times.
A lot of attention.
Yeah. So at least our jungler was able to get a hit off of that with counter jungling and double scuttling and all that.
For sure. Otherwise, any series you guys looking forward to in the future? Any games coming up that you are particularly looking out for?
We had our next game is against MLG Aspect, and we have scrimmed them before.
Okay, how'd that go?
Just one game. We did 1-0 them, but it was one game.
So predictions another 2-0 then?
Subs. I'm a very competitive person. I'd like to think we should have 2-0'd every game we've played. So
good mindset.
I'm gonna say 2-0 for next week too.
Cool, 100%. Yeah. Otherwise, any shoutouts for anyone that maybe came through to watch you today, or you guys, any supporters?
If my girlfriend's watching, I love you. But
nice. Brownie points for you, bro.
But otherwise, no, I don't think anyone else is watching.
I think your team captain was, or was it the opposing team's team captain? Someone's team captain wasn't playing but was watching today, which was
Sloth. Sloth is our captain.
Okay.
Crazy Lazy Sloth or something is his Twitch name.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Otherwise, 100%, dude. Congrats again on taking the MVP, and good luck with the future games. I hope you guys find success.
Thanks, man.
I hope to see you guys against someone else.
Yeah, I hope to not make you guys wait the next time our game is streamed.
Agreed.
We'll work on that so we get them started sooner.
Cool.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Cool. Cheers.
Cheers.
Right, Tankers. Any thoughts or any closing thoughts? I mean, I thought good series, a little bit of a long one, but it happens. Overall enjoyable.
I'm happy. So happy. It was an enjoyable cast, and the one-more combos was exactly like the thing is I came into this one a little unsure, and then just before in pregame I was kind of thinking like relatively not the highest elo teams that we have. I was expecting the wombo combos, and we got the wombo combos. And hey, I'm here for a good game, a good close game of League of Legends, a bit of a fiesta, and we definitely got
couple of macro mistakes on both sides here and there, maybe a few late rotations on the dragon setup, resulting in a couple of free picks, as well as I think supports getting caught out on both sides a little bit too much, so something to watch out for in the future. But vision is key, nonetheless. GG, well played at both teams. And yeah, that's about it from myself. Tankers, any closing thoughts?
Enjoy the highlights. I'll see you guys on Thursday.
Right, cheers guys. Bot lane, that Caitlyn's skin is so cool. Honestly, kind of like okay to win those traps. So I personally cannot see it. Very obnoxious, my eyes aren't used to it, but you know, old man eyes, Kappa. Yeah, sure. Two cars by Ryan does come through into the trap place. It's going to be the Caitlyn combo for the first blood. Rest. Black Shield. The binding does find the hit, actually tries to lock the place to trap, just able to connect. Black Shield Price does not protect the flank to the base. Mid lane C rotation into the cheeky double. Oh, the Shadow go huge. Gangs, close attempt to the binding. Oh, here we go. Gets the fear into the chain. We spoke about that wombo. It's gonna be actually the low HP subfault for a bit of heal as Fiddlesticks takes the tower shot and Sandra able to work his way out of it. 1v1 jungle, the mid lane double lead. Starting to even out a little bit. As the other blue side teleport coming through, it's going to be the Sandra again for the flank. Forced to disengage flash. The stopwatch says no. Thresholist is not in a good place. Black Shield negates the CC, but the binding does not find the target. As next, it's going to be nobody going down. Got some damage. Second member does drop as the red side TP does come through as well. The double from volley may not just end there as the Forge God is brought through. Nope, no getting away. No claw out of this one. Rest in peace. Knock up does find Seraphine as a tie. Follow through support dead for the double. 30 seconds, 20 seconds actually left on that mountain. We've had both sides making a move. First was the Order of the Shadow Cloudrick into the air side Infernal. Popcorn's there, the flea's gonna be there. Disengage. Ultimates immediately dips. Alessandro left behind, but he's so low he gets the ult CC connection as Ty able to just layering the CC. Point and click.
Who's picking who though?
Respect the fact that he's not stepped forward. He's just they're gonna try buying time as we have the self ult from the Sandra. Big team fight, the wombo from both sides as Fiddlestick finally finding the shutdowns. Manages to pick himself up 2 kills for that one.
Oh no, Fiddlestick. This is a dream.
Does he get the entrance though? 3,000 health left of the Baron as we do have the channel comes through. Here comes the fear. Seraphine says no, but the Baron flip's gonna be the 100 health and blue team Kai'Sa able to secure as Fiddlestick dies. I respect the attempt, but not good.
It's looking really great. Honestly, this game has slowly just kind of been them getting ahead and ahead, and I feel like it's mostly been thanks to.
Oh, hello. W flash comes through, deleted. Goodbye, AD carry. Unfortunately, we'll trade 1-for-1 as the bot lane fight comes through. It's going to be yet again Morgana just caught out of position. Right, so video bot side. Tribush looking to try step forward as we do have the first attempt to gank. Just not a force to disengage flash as the cancel on the roll reposition. He's not in a good spot. Does get the 2-man lockdown chain, but just no way to go as he is slowed down. So that's going to be now first blood bot lane. But just not looking good for the Elder Shadow side. Slipknot just trying to get away the slow applied into the Q. He has the speed ace. Lilia nicely timed. Rel stun will result in 2 kills. Meanwhile, mid lane the fight now continues. The taunt does come through. Big way casters. Looks like Cassia, but just trying to bring up the fangs. She has the kite as Galio opted just to play it a bit safe.
As well.
Good, yeah. Now bot side of the map. Top lane attempts. Bot need to be playing weak side. They're not giving opportunities. The knockback's going to be there. Well, popping that Magnet Storm, but it looks like Justana may just get the reset as the jump is going to come through. Unfortunately, not able to get the last auto attack, but does get the reset jump as just bot lane probably not secured before the plates do drop, but the first turret objective, the first brick gold, still something to play for.
Yeah, so it literally doesn't spawn on time. Lilia.
Oh no.
Actually trying to go 1v3 here.
Is this the Journal cosplay? Okay, Magnus Storm the combo into the chain CC, the 3-layered stun into the knockback. Late unbreakable, but will result in a survival as the red side TP does come through as Cassiopeia yet again looking to play for the map. Shen is saying hi, but no, it's the goodbye as Galio just able to get through for the trade. The red-pink cow finds jungle kill first as Cassia been on in a bad spot, but the taunt says no. Cogmo looking to turn around as the miasma plus freeze combo. The DPS should be enough as Flowbot just not able to survive. Volibear forced to flash out as he's now run down into delete. So fight kind of Carper.
Yeah. I mean, across the board, things are looking actually very even. We're like 1,000 gold between these two teams right now.
Oh, Palo!
Did she just like buffer flash that cast to the wall, and it's a 1v3 for this Galio before the rest of the team shows up?
Oh, finally! Wait, what?
What is going on?
That wasn't just Stunner ultimate.
Jumps out again.
The pushback, big fight reposition for the popcorn. Looks like Simpnot is not in a good spot as he is trying to 1v3, but he's just not tanking up. Cassiopeia is still alive.
Yeah.
Yet again.
Lilia.
Thrashless, Hero's entrance does not find a single play for the knock-up. Cassiopeia do the best she can to try kite this one out first, but does drop. Lilia's dead. Support and AD carry both down from the Order Shadow. Means there's going to be almost no damage left, as unfortunately Udia is the final member to drop. Arrow goes huge on that.